Alright everyone, in this free course I'll break down exactly how I use this AI avatar right here to consistently make tens of thousands of dollars from Instagram with my faceless automation page. I did not plan to make a free course this in depth, but after seeing a bunch of fake gurus online selling faceless courses when they aren't even running a faceless page themselves, I thought enough is enough, let me do it and show you exactly what has been working for me and my students. In the next hour I'll break down my whole 8-step strategy on how I was able to go from flat broke student to 17k a month with my faceless automation page without any prior experience this past year alone. First, we'll dive into how faceless automation actually works. Then, all the secrets on how I was able to get millions and millions of views with my talking AI avatar. Next, I'll show you how to set up your account to grow a massive following on Instagram. Dive deep into the actual truth behind why certain people get stuck at 200 views, why some cannot stop to go viral. How your entire faceless content engine will work. I'm talking script writing, top tier video editing and all the secret automations to get more leads than you can possibly handle. Speaking of leads, we'll round off this whole course on how to actually make tens of thousands of dollars from your faceless automation page coming from someone who has actually done it themselves. So let's get right into it. Alright everyone, so first let me break down exactly what faceless automation is. Because I don't know which guru told you to, as soon as you run a faceless page, it needs to be meme content, motivational content, just pushing someone else's product. But what people don't realize is in 2025, when you can have AI to write your script, to do your recordings and outsource the editing too, you can basically have your whole content engine on autopilot, build your faceless brand, not just like another generic account, but more so in a style of a personal brand, but with you not having to show your face. And this is proven to be way more profitable because I followed all the basic guru advice when I first started, didn't work. And then I switched everything up to be more like a personal brand, but with my AI avatar, and things took off. I hit 1K, 5K, 17K, and things just scales. I've grown over 180K combined followers across all platforms this last year. And today I'm pumped to help you out with getting started, how to create your avatar, how to monetize, and all of that jazz that has been working for me and hundreds of my students. And what we do as faceless automation creators is we create educational content to educate, create actual valuable content that your audience engages with, not just random fluff content. And this allows you to open basically so much more doors when it comes to monetization too. You don't just become a random faceless page posting about random stuff. You actually have an audience with a clear interest that you can fulfill with digital products, more valuable content, high ticket services, etc, etc. And no matter the niche you go for, if you educate, you probably also mention a few companies on the way, whether that's the AI niche like me or fitness niche. Basically, whenever you talk about a lot of different companies, you, just like a normal influencer would, promoting different products, you can actually do that whilst being faceless. And this is personally getting me paid thousands of dollars per reel. My students are absolutely crushing it as well. And whenever you learn how to automate your own content, there's no reason why you couldn't even do this for other companies. And I personally do this, getting paid 6K a month by one company. And I am personally connected with plenty, and I'm helping my students to leverage their skills to monetize them with faceless automation. So right now that you have some context about how this works, let's crack right into how to create your talking AI avatar just like this one you see on the screen. Alright everyone, so one of the core fundamentals with faceless automation is creating your avatar or defining how you want your content style to look. And that can be either using like talking AI like mine, for example, or I've had people I've helped like Myra, for example, and what she does, and I think this will absolutely blow up in 2025, is using a clone of herself. This, what you're seeing here, is she has cloned herself into an AI, and this allows her to still benefit from all these like AI tools and automation, so she doesn't have to record and sit down and record every single video. And you have to choose for yourself if you want to do a realistic clone, a talking AI like mine, or another one of my students who are absolutely crushing it. He doesn't even use an avatar, but what he does is, you'll see, he points at his screen, and this is something you can do as well. It's like he's absolutely crushing it right now. In general, I think yeah, we can see his views are absolutely outrageous. So you have to define for yourself. If you go with this route or just pointing at your screen, it's probably easier. And if that's the case, you might want to skip a little bit ahead into this video, because right now I'll walk you through exactly how to create an avatar in my style, or like a complete clone like Myra's. Alright, so let's start with how to create an avatar like mine, and I'll walk you through how to create a complete clone of yourself if that's the case also. So the first thing we need to do is to head to some kind of AI image generator, whether that's, right now I'm in Leonardo, Midjourney works great, or Ideogram. There are different tools, and they all are great. It just depends on the look you want. I always use Leonardo, it's free, and if you run out of free credits, you can see I'm in like a spam account right now, so you can always just create new accounts if you run out of tries. But what we want to do is head to image creation. You can see here I have some prompt that I used in the past, and you guys can absolutely steal this if you want to. And the process from here is quite straightforward. The main things to be on the lookout for is we want to make sure it says 9:16. This is like the phone format, so the Reels format. If it says 16:9, that's the YouTube format where your phone is tilted. But we want to make sure it says 9:16 and that you drag the height to the maximum, so that way we get the maximum quality, alright? And then from here, I generally just about describing the image you want. Something that I can totally recommend is to, whenever you have a prompt, you can actually go to ChatGPT and ask it to create you a better prompt and then use it. That's something I've done and seen plenty of success with. But yeah, what you want to do from here is basically just tap generate, and now we'll have to wait a second or so. Some of these results will be questionable. That's always, it can be a little bit of a pain to work with an image generator in general. But after some tries, you should have to like define your prompt. Yeah, you can see these are not exactly what I'm wanting in the style, and you can change that by going to the fine-tune modules and selecting different variations. Generally, you will have to spend a little bit of time with this, but at the same time, this is like your whole brand identity with your account, so you might as well ensure it's a good fit in general. So it's worth spending some time on this to make sure you're getting something perfect. And you can see some of these are better, some of these are worse. This is just something completely else. I had an example that I thought was great. So yeah, these ones I think look better overall, and I can actually tap here so you guys can see the prompt if you want to use it for yourself. Or this one, I use this for like a Forex account for a client. But yeah, I think you guys get the point. It's just about like a little bit of trial and error, describe clearly, and it should be quite straightforward. And what you want to do from here is just tap download, make sure to save this image, name this image and store it so you have it. And that's the first part with creating your image itself. Alright, so now we have the image. What you want to do now is we need to have the AI voiceover. I guess you can make your voiceover yourself, but a big part of this is to automate everything, and that's why we use 11 Labs. So what 11 Labs does is quite simple. Here's where you paste your script, and this will turn your text into a speech. So if I hit generate,
here is where you want to paste your video scripts coming forward to get the AI voice.
Yeah, you can see I use my voice, it's called Antoni. You can play around with these settings. Right now it's kind of fast, but I like to have it a little bit faster so it doesn't get as boring, but you will have to tweak this on your own. But here, whenever I go through how to script and edit, you will need to paste your script here to make sure your avatar talks, alright? So if I just hit download here, we now essentially have your image of the avatar, right? And we have your MP3 file or voiceover of the video. Let's say this is like a script for now. And what we want to do now is to essentially combine those two to make your avatar talk. And how we do that is leveraging a tool called either Studio DID. Many people use Hagen. Hagen is better if you do the example with Myra where you do like a realistic one. There are also tools like DubDub, and you will have to play around. And for me and my character, DID works best, but it's all about like trying a little bit here as well. But All the tools work essentially the same. You hit create video, you pick the avatar you like or the one that your account is made of, and we want to make sure it says portrait mode. So like this. All right, you can select these different gestures and stuff, but I just keep this like as it is, and then go to audio, and here we just drop in that audio file that I downloaded here from 11 Labs. All right, and you can see now
Here is where you want to paste your video.
exactly it works. It's the same voiceover, and now we just hit create video, and you will see, let's wait for, I don't know, 20 seconds or so, and you will see it now talks the script. All right, so after waiting like 15 seconds or so, you will now see.
Here is where you want to paste your video scripts coming forward to get the AI voice.
All right, and that's basically all you need, like, to create the A roll or your actual recording of the videos. If you wanted to go the route of Myra, for example, you want to have like a realistic clone of yourself, which can arguably help a little bit with like the trust of your account since people see your face. But how you do that is, I believe you can use DID too, but if you do a clone, I highly suggest you using HeyGen instead. And we can see here, you can select any of these pre-made ones, and these look, yeah, you guys can see it looks very good. But if I tap back, you can see you can also upload, if you want to do a photo, which we did in DID, you can do that here in HeyGen as well. But the biggest use case is using these hyper-realistic avatars. Essentially what you need to do here is you need to sit in front of the camera for 2 minutes, and then you upload that footage into HeyGen, and it now will analyze you and like create a clone of yourself. It's quite straightforward, you follow the same process, but yeah, that's essentially how you do this, whether it's the realistic one or the talking AI one. All right, with this out of the way, let's crack into like actually setting up your account, what to think about, and how to get started with the content itself. Alright, so with the avatar out of the way, let's say you're starting from a completely fresh Instagram account. Here's how to prepare your account to even set it up to start posting content, and also what actually makes you go viral on these short form platforms, right? So the first thing, and this can be a daunting thing to even think about, is to even get started in the first place, is your niche. And this is something you will have to decide for yourself, and it's kind of hard for me to tell you like, hey, go for this niche. I will say most of the students I help are in the AI niche because it's a profitable niche, it's future proof, it's like the space that will blow up the most these coming years. The main thing to be on the lookout for to make sure you can actually monetize is to become the teacher in a sense, because I see many people thinking like, hey, I'll start a motivational page or I'll start a meme page or whatever. But the main thing, in order to drive traffic and drive actual sales, which is why we even want to create content in the first place, right? The two main things to monetize a Faceless automation account is that we talk about different companies in some manner. I talk about a lot of different AI tools and educate. Basically the two pillars is you want to talk about brand heavy content, different companies, different softwares or whatever. And this can work in the fitness space or whatever, really. And the second part of it is that you become an authority, and what that means is you teach, you educate, and when people come to you to learn, guess what? They're also probably willing to open up their wallet and pay you to learn even more from you. These are the two main things. If you're completely clueless and feel like, hey, I don't have expertise in anything, like mentioned, most of the beginners I help do the AI niche because I have contacts in this space and I'm in the space, I know the space. But many of the people as well I've helped are in like the Forex niche, like trading, relationships. You can really make whatever works. The main thing is that we don't want you to just post memes or random stuff. We want to educate, so that way we can have an info product, whether it's like an ebook course or whatever, to actually profit from this together with sponsorship. And I'll go through all the monetization stuff and probably last in this course. All right, so with the niche out of the way, the main things to setting up your actual bio. First, you need your logo. This will, if you use an avatar, You want to have your avatar. If you use your face, you want to have your face. Sometimes if you do something completely faceless, you might want to have text. Main thing to be on the lookout for, if you use like a text logo, don't use like a long sentence like here, for example, AI Evolved News or whatever. I wouldn't put AI Evolved News here. I would probably have a unique logo that just says AI, because you can see in the small corner here, we want to make sure it's recognizable. And if you have a bunch of text, it won't even be seen. So make sure to keep just maximum like 3 to 4 letters if you have letters. But otherwise, I would say it's best overall to have your face or like the thing people will remember your account for from like a clear branding perspective. Also, speaking of branding, you want to have a clear branding color. I tend to do like the grayscale and yellow. The easiest possible like color scheme you can do is to have one outstanding color and then like the whole grayscale. But this is also something you can change as you go. It's not too important, I wouldn't say. When it comes to the name, and when I say name, I don't mean the Instagram handle. The Instagram handle, you basically just want to keep it as clean as possible. But as for the name itself, there is strategy behind it. What you want to do is, if you have a fresh account, is to add keywords here. I guess AI Evolve is like the name my page is. Actually, if possible, and when you're just starting out, you want to add keywords here in the name. So if you have a page about fitness, you probably want to have your name or the page name and then like fitness trainer. And what this does is when you go to search and search for AI, you will see all these big creators appear just because in their name, you see they have AI tools, news, technology, like they have the keywords. And this helps a lot with the ranking and with getting more profile visits, because in general, you want to see your profile kinda as a landing page for completely new people to get to know you as fast as possible. So for the actual bio text, there is of course a strategy behind it too. In general, if you do sponsorships, meaning you getting paid for making certain types of videos talking good about companies, make sure to not forget your email. This is a super big rookie mistake because 90% of the companies will reach out to your mail and not your DMs. Make sure to always have your email for business related stuff. For the actual bio itself and the bio text, what you want to do and like the framework you want to follow is who you help, some line of credibility, why choose you, and then a call to action. So you can see I do this exactly here. I help 9-to-5ers quit through faceless automation. That's who I help. You have my credibility. I went from 0 to 17k a month at 19 years old in 1 year. And call to action, free training with an emoji pointing down to click the link. In the beginning, since most of you won't even have a link, there are 2 suggestions I have. It's either to have a call to action to follow your page for X value. So follow to learn X, Y, and Z. Or if you want to have a link, you can also have like an affiliate link to some product that you frequently talk about or makes your account unique. But this will most likely be your digital products and your service as you grow and develop that. So email, who you help, credibility, call to action. That's the main framework we want to use. Keywords in the name. Clear logo. And then for the story highlights, the 2 mandatory ones are the ones I have, which is a highlight about you. Even if you're faceless, it's super crucial to still include some kind of branding behind it. You don't necessarily need to show your face, but for example, students I help who are just starting out, they perhaps are really into cars or golfing or the gym or you name it. Basically sharing a little bit of photos or something to make your account a little bit more human, because people buy from other people, not just random brands or especially faceless accounts. So make sure to include some kind of personal level there. It can just be like a picture of you, I don't know, whatever. Just make yourself a little bit human with this highlight. By the way, you create these kinds of logos, just a simple Canva template where you can add these, and you see it's just one logo. I think I just search for growth chart and one background. It should only take like 2 minutes, but still makes it look clean. And then for the wins, it might be hard in the beginning if you don't have a service to have testimonials and wins. What I would suggest you to start is take a screenshot of your account day 1 with 0 followers, and just have that as one win highlight. And then you can start with your own journey, your own results, and as you start to build out the product, you probably want to help a few people for free to kind of build your testimonial portfolio. And then it will, of course, become more testimonials, more wins as you go. But in the beginning, it will probably mean tracking your own journey a little bit. All right, so what actually makes your content go viral and actually get millions and millions of views? Because many of you have been told by like random gurus, like, hey, you need to use these hashtags or whatever. It's all BS. But the key metrics you need to be on the lookout for is, I can bring out my insights for this video, which has like 2 million views. The main metrics you want to be on the lookout for is the average watch time, and this is how long does the average person watch your reel. And the second thing is watch percentage. What the difference is if you have a video that's 1 second long, you will probably have 100% view percentage, because it's hard to even like have the time to scroll past that. But it's a combination between average watch time and average view duration. Why it is a mix is otherwise you can just post 1 second content and have 100% view percentage and you should clearly go viral, right? But it's all about keeping you on the platform as long as possible. That's what pays Instagram more, that's what they reward you for, and that's how you get more views. Watch time, average watch time, and watch percentage. And you want to have a healthy mix there. In general, I would say reels that are 20 to 30 seconds are always my top performers. I think all of these three pinned here are 24, 25 seconds ish. So that's just something to keep in mind. That's what I've seen work best in general with my content. But as far as metrics, I wouldn't say you need to specifically chase a specific metric. You definitely don't need likes, it doesn't really matter. Shares are the key metric you want to have if you can optimize for it, and also comments. Those are the two main ones. And for comments, as you can see, 33,000 comments, and a trick I use for this is whenever a person comments a keyword, I send them the link to the tool or the site. And this link I send can even be an affiliate link, and I'll walk you through what that is in monetization module. But from a metric perspective, it's not nearly as important as the average watch time. And you can see the average person watches 11 seconds of this reel, which is why it goes viral. But if you can optimize and telling people to comment, follow, or share, those are the key metrics, but not like likes. That doesn't work any longer. So I guess the big question now is like, how do you actually improve your watch time and watch percentage? And as you probably have heard, and this is actually true, it almost all comes down to your video hooks. And you might have seen plenty of gurus telling you to like, hey, use these 5 hooks or steal these viral hooks to go viral all the time. But that worked a little bit better in the past. But what you need now, it's not just the verbal hook, meaning what you say or like the script. You also need a text hook and a visual hook. What that is, for example, this viral video, I have the verbal hook, meaning what I say in the script is, here's how I make 100 shorts per hour with AI. The visual hook is these like logos moving around to grab more attention. And then the text hook is 100 shorts per hour. Like there's the 3 elements, and you need all these 3 in 2025 if you want to go viral in your post. Why the hook even is as important as it is, since average view duration and watch percentage are the crucial metrics, it's all about getting the attention from the very first second and keeping the attention around so they keep watching your video from beginning to end. Because if you have 100% of people watching your video from beginning to end, and it's not 1 second long, it's probably 10 or 20 seconds, that's when you will go viral, almost regardless of the metrics, the engagement metrics. So in general, the 2 main things you have to optimize to keep the viewer from watching from beginning to end, it's making sure we have a super strong hook with a verbal hook, text hook, visual hook. And when it comes to the actual video itself, super common beginner mistake I see with my students are talking too much shit or like keeping too much fluff into videos. In general, the key, if I can give you like one tip with script writing, I'll walk you through script writing as well after this, but the key thing to be on the lookout for is density. If we can remove something, that means chopping down 2 seconds of the video. If your video is 20 seconds, that's 10% of your video. Like the video is now 10% shorter, and you will have way higher average view percentage or view duration just because you cut out all the junk in between. Alright, so now you know a little bit about the basics around viral content and how to set up your bio. The next thing that you should do is, because if you're on a fresh account, you will have 0 followers, but also you won't be even following anyone. And what you want to do is to search for these keywords. You put in your name, the keywords related to your niche, and start following and understanding what is working in the space right now. And the easiest way to do that is just search for the niche you're in, and then you want to start looking for, oh, Renee here, one of my students, for example, he had a video got like 17 million views, which is absolutely outrageous. I think this video in particular, he gained like 100,000 followers from it. But we see here like, oh, having different logos in 2024, 2025 seem to go really viral. Let me follow him and like let me inspire and learn from this. And you can do this with plenty of creators. And as soon as you start following your first, let's say 10 creators, what you now want to do is, if we go to Renee here, you can press on this little plus icon and you'll see plenty of related creators that you can start following to sort of build the people who you follow, so you only get to feed with the content in your niche, so you can get inspired by the viral content. Apart from just following this creator for the sake of following, what you actually want to do is to also build out some sort of competitors list. And what that looks like is something like this. This is something I share with all my students, but you can essentially just create a Google Sheet or a simple Notion board like I have here. And you have the creator name, their following size, and the link to their channel. So whenever you need to find content ideas, you can always look like, hey, this is what's working right now. So go to AI Sentry, for example. You can see like, hey, we scroll through a few of his most viral videos. You see like 56,000. That seems to be one of his top performers, 72. Now we can start looking at this content like, hey, he's reacting to this viral video. Let me see how I can make a twist on this content style for my own. And you don't want to be a copycat, but more so seeing like, hey, now I understand my niche. This is what's working right now. Let me learn from this and make my own. Like basically utilize this growth for myself. Alright, so now you should have your account set up, a rough understanding of why content goes viral, and also you have followed great creators in your space to start to learn from those, and also your competitors list, which will become crucial into actual ideation and script writing, which I will cover right now. Alright, so with your avatar done and your account finally set up, and also some knowledge about, hey, this is what goes viral, it's time to actually start finding your first video idea and crafting the script. How we do this is we now want to utilize essentially these people you follow or the competitors that you have added to your sheet, and start looking for content that inspires you but also is proven to go viral. Why we want to always draw ideas from viral content is, especially now you're completely new in the space, we want to ensure that everything we draw ideas from has worked for someone else, so when we make a spin on it, it will surely perform better versus you just coming up with things and just guessing with your content, which we always want to eliminate. This said, we cannot steal content. We want to make sure we make your unique touch on it, and also it only works for this engagement style content because there are 3 different content types essentially. It's the growth content, the authority content, and the sales content. And in the beginning, now we want to grow your page so you can monetize. And that means taking and finding already viral content and putting your own spin on it. Whereas you cannot do this method for authority-based content and sales content. And authority content means talking more about your experience, why certain things are the way they are. If you're a fitness coach, this will be like, hey, this is why the carnivore diet is better than the vegan diet, and you sort of argue for your point and have your own opinion. That's not obviously not something you can get inspired like in the same matter. But as for now, you're most likely starting out from day one. Here we want to get inspired by already viral content. Not everything that has gone viral will be content that you want to post, obviously. You still want to find things that inspires you, of course. But what we want to do is whenever we find a content piece, I found one here from AI Soldier, one of my students. He basically shows a already viral video as a visual hook with caption, and he's like, hey, this video got 8 million views and here's how to create it. So I know, like, hey, if I make a video showcasing an already viral video and explaining how to do it, chances are I can sort of leverage this to utilize the growth for myself. And that's exactly what I did in this example. So what I did is I took this video link from his video, I copied it, then I headed over to DubDub, and you will see under DubDub there would be AI transcription. What this allows you to do is essentially to steal his script. We don't want to use his exact script, obviously, but it's great for our beginners, A, to learn from it, but also B, like, see what is working, and also having a rough like template of it so you can make your own changes and tweaks to it. And what you do, you just paste the link, press on transcribe, and that will transcribe his whole video so you can copy it. And that's exactly what I've done here in my content system. Here is his original script, and now it's time for me to craft something similar. So by watching this and analyzing it, we can see why did this go viral. He already uses a video that has gone viral in the hook, meaning that if it has gone viral, it will go viral again. And now he showcases it. So what can I personally do with this? So how I will structure this video is most likely having that same visual element, that's what's working, and also a little unique process to as for how I would do it and recreate it. Because he uses Recraft AI, I might use ChatGPT or Kling, or it all depends on the style you want to go for. So what I would do here is probably in the hook, I would probably have a visual hook of a viral video I find. So let's just have viral video, and this is not something I will say in the video, but then I'll probably make something similar, like this video got X million views. And what I do to find another video, because I don't want to use this same one with the sharks, I'm pretty sure he showcases the creator somewhere in the video. So if we wait a few seconds, yeah, here we go. So I can probably look up this creator, find another one of his viral videos and make something similar. All right, this is what essentially like stealing like an artist means. Bad creators steal content, good creators take inspirations to leverage it for themselves. So this video got X million views, and here is how we can create the same videos in short time periods, so in seconds, using AI. This is probably a strong hook. We already have the viral video to grab attention, and now we're promising a huge value for a short period of time. And in general, with an engagement post like this, you always want to have the outcome, and then here is how, or here is why to do it. And what that means in this case, like, hey, this video got X million views. Okay, cool, but what does that bring to me? And now I'm saying, hey, here's how you can create these to grow yourself on social media. Now it's like, oh, I have this. You essentially value your own video. You put like, hey, you will learn how to go viral and leverage AI. So you already promise an outcome by watching the whole video, which makes people to stick around and watch your whole video from beginning to end. If we actually deliver, you always want to deliver on your hooks. You cannot just clickbait here, then people will scroll away and you won't get true fans. But this is a strong hook, it promises an outcome, assuming that you can deliver on it. All right, so we have the hook done. Now for the value, in this case, this will be like a tutorial. So he says first go to Recraft AI, click on image. What I will do is probably say something like, take a screenshot of, and by the way, this is just because I know how to create these videos, so I can find different methods. But if you're starting from day one, it most likely be using just rewording stuff. Whereas as you get more experience, as you get more knowledgeable, you will be able to change the actual tutorial yourself, or whatever the video is about. All right, so take a screenshot of the viral video and ask ChatGPT to describe it with a prompt. And here I could go on and on and on with this tutorial part and be like, hey, screenshot this and it will give you a perfect prompt, and you can do this to send this to ideogram to get your image, or Leonardo like we did with the avatar, right? But remember when I mentioned script writing, the key to good script writing is keeping things dense. So what I'd probably do in this case is just have this be like, take a screenshot of the viral video and ask ChatGPT to describe it with a prompt, and then I'll probably show the outcome of the images that I generate in Leonardo or whatever, but I just cut them out in the video to keep the attention, because people have like, everyone has like ADD or ADHD nowadays. You need to keep the attention and keep things short and sweet, all right? So just one sentence here, super dense. It's hard to make this even shorter, which is great. And it's still, alongside with the editing, which I'll teach you as well, this will become perfect. This video got X million views, and here's how you can create the same video in seconds using AI. Take a screenshot of the viral video and ask ChatGPT to describe it with a prompt. And now to animate images, in general, we can use Kling AI or Runway or different tools, but I will probably, since he uses Kling here, I'll probably use Kling as well. Now take that image into Kling AI, and instead of telling like, hey, write this prompt, I'll probably just show the prompt on screen when editing, to once again keep things even more dense and not waste any time, because it's all about keeping the attention. In this case, I could go on and on and on like, hey, write this prompt, and then I can mention the whole prompt, but you see how I always save time by showing and including visuals instead of just telling everything. That's how we keep attention. Right, so now take that image into Kling AI and type this prompt on the screen. And by now the video is probably already 10 seconds, 15 seconds. You see how short this is. But yeah, now take that image into Kling AI, type this prompt on the screen and hit generate. In seconds you will have a complete viral video like this. So comment, I don't know, AI, and I'll send you the link. All right, and with this link, it can easily be an affiliate link. I'll also teach you how to use these comment automations so you actually deliver when they comment. Now, essentially, this script is good to go. And you see how this is not a copy of his script. I just took good inspiration from it, used what I thought like, hey, this was his most powerful moves. And now I can leverage this. I can throw this into 11 Labs to make my avatar talk. We are good to go, and I'll show you right now how to turn this video into an edited video and actually start earning and getting views. Alright everyone, it's finally time for me to show you how I edit my videos from completely zero with the exact script we just made together. Yeah, when it comes to video editing, many beginners tend to overcomplicate stuff, and the approach I always have been using and that I suggest you to use is find high quality video assets and create high quality video assets, so you don't have to be this like crazy editor or whatever. Keep things clean, and for every sentence that means a new scene. And when I say scene, I mean, let's say this video I posted yesterday, you see here we have a clear split screen. This is one of the scenes I use. Then I switch to a phone scene, right? Then I switch to full screen with just my avatar. Split screen, once again, kind of just looping them around, but not like fancy floating elements and stuff like that. More so keeping things very like squared out, and new sentence, new scene. And that's how I do my videos generally. You don't necessarily, here I added like a quick transition as you can see, but that's not something that you need, and that's not something that will keep the viewer around. It's more so keeping things simple, straightforward, to the point, and You see, I just have my 4 scenes, and that's something I suggest you to craft for yourself as well. Like, hey, these are the 4 scenes I use in my videos, and then you just switch between them throughout the whole video. I tend to like starting with a split screen hook, but in this case we will actually start with a full screen hook, and I'll sort of walk you through all the essential steps. All right, but since I didn't want to like bore you out with me editing this whole thing, it will probably take about 20 minutes or so for me to edit this one, but I'll more so talk whenever we go through specific steps for you to like easily follow along to recreate something like this for yourself. So let's crack right into it. Alright, so before we even start, I thought I just leave the raw clip here on play for you guys to listen and see, and sort of my thought process here.
This video got 130 million views, and here is how you can create similar videos in seconds using AI. Take a screenshot of the viral video and ask ChatGPT to describe it with a prompt. Now, take that image into Kling AI and type this prompt on the screen and hit generate. In seconds, you will have a complete viral video like this. So comment AI and I'll send you the link.
Alright, quite simple. 2 things we should address right from the start are this watermark, we don't want that, and also these long pauses that you see. Again, viewer retention, we want to keep the viewers around, not have long pauses. And this, I tend to just zoom in to where we see, you see now it says 10 like every other second. I tend to zoom into so we see every second, right? And now what I just do is trim it. That's the first thing. So let me just speed this up. Alright, we have now cut the video and removed all the silences. Now we want to address this watermark. What you need to do to remove this is to remember the image we made in Leonardo, just a still image of your avatar. Drag that on top of the whole video before we even start editing, and press on mask, rectangle. I'll like to just make this a little bit in the corner, right? Cover it, and you see it's now gone. All right, perfect. So let me just zoom this a little bit and create a so-called compound clip, and this combines the 2 clips. So now we have a fresh video without watermarks, without silences, and good to go. What we want to do right here is to essentially every sentence I say, whenever the sentence ends, cut, and that's where we want to have our scene switches. So here if we just listen.
This video got 130 million views. And here is how you can create similar videos in seconds using AI.
Okay, so here what we have.
This video got 130 million views.
Here, 130 million views, cut, new scene.
And here is how you can create similar videos in seconds using AI.
Cut, new scene. I think you guys get the point, and this is what I will do right now. So now let me just cut this, and then from here identify what I want on each scene, alright? Since this video will have a visual hook, I'll now add the first portion of the video that we will use to grab attention. And I'll just basically take this viral clip and add it in the beginning, remove the audio, and I'll leave this just around the 3-second mark so we don't just bore out the viewer. From here, you see all the different sentences I'll cut now. Now I want to basically put all these into different scenes. Remember how I did with this video where we had the split screen, the phone scene, and all of that stuff throughout the video. This is what I want to do now by just positioning my character and trying to figure out, hey, this will be the best flow for the video. Alright, so that's basically it. Because I have plenty of full screen footage, but we have the visual hook, split screen where I'll add the footage, laptop screen. Here I think it will be a phone screen, basically overlaying this whole part. And just the voiceover. Here it will be split screen again, as you see. Here I'll show the final result, since the character says
In seconds, you will have a complete viral video like this.
Alright, so I'll show the result here, and then call to action at the end, just have the full screen character. Okay, so let me now just simply, by using these scenes I've now roughly framed out, let me just add the footage real quick, sort of patching this up, and we'll see the result so far. Alright, so here's what we got so far.
This video got 130 million views, and here is how you can create similar videos in seconds using AI. Take a screenshot of the viral video and ask ChatGPT to describe it with a prompt. Now, take that image into Kling AI and type this prompt on the screen and hit generate. In seconds, you will have a complete viral video like this. So comment AI and I'll send you the link.
You see how I haven't done anything fancy? It's my screen recordings that does all the heavy lifting. I use Screen Studio for screen recording, and it's a game changer, to be honest. But what we need to do right now is basically add captions. We want a background music and perhaps a few small effects. And that's basically the whole video. Yeah, so let me start with adding the music and finalizing the footage. Alright, so I mean this goes quite quick when you have proper footage, which is a big portion of editing, just finding the right footage from the start. As you can see, everything's super, you can clearly see the scenes, you see these blocks, like very blocky video. Here's just like a transition between the blocks, block, block, block. Alright, so now basically all I have to do is add the captions, and a few final effects, and let's end off with a few transitions, and that's basically the whole video. So now I've added the video captions, and how you even add the video captions is super simply. You just press on auto captions, generate, and then you just press on these and tweak the font settings. These are the ones I personally use if you want to steal them. Then to get them like single worded like this, basically press on captions, and the bounce out animation is what I use, and then you just have to position these to fit with the footage. The last part, and the very last part right here, is to, now that we have the video basically being almost done, what we want to do is, if we want to add transitions between these scenes, you see everything's quite blocky right now. What you do is you mark all of this, so the whole scene essentially, right click and press compound clip. Once again, this combines the whole clip as one clip. And you see Now I can easily patch together this with a transition if I want to. So let's say I wanted to do, let's just do a basic one right here with, let's just do a right animation. So you can see.
This video.
You guys see, nothing major, but those are the final tweaks and touches. In general, with transitions, don't overdo it, have perhaps 2 per video max. And then what you can do to supplement with those transitions, I like this effect in CapCut called Halo. So yeah, Halo 2. And this allows us to basically patch things a little bit better together. So we can see, I drag this in between.
And here is how
you see, and this is the final process I will do. You can play around with sound effects and a bunch of that stuff, but that's not something necessarily to go viral, and you guys will probably see that this video performed quite good overall either way. So right now, let me just finalize this and I'll show you the result and the export settings that I would personally use for this. Alright, so that's basically the whole video. Let me just play this and then we'll export it.
This video got 130 million views, and here is how you can create similar videos in seconds using AI. Take a screenshot of the viral video and ask ChatGPT to describe it with a prompt. Now, take that image into Kling AI and type this prompt on the screen and hit generate. In seconds, you will have a complete viral video like this. So comment AI and I'll send you the link.
Looks pretty good. So now export. I just name this whatever. I like to export in 4K. That's quite, I guess it's like a little bit controversial. Most people used to 1080p, but if you can do 4K, I suggest 4K, bitrate higher, codec, leave these, and frame rate 60 FPS, highly suggest that, and just hit export. And yeah, that's exactly how I edit videos. To be honest, I have an editor, so I can outsource this too, because and the same thing goes with the method I showed everyone right here with script writing. I would say this is the most beginner-friendly way that I walked through with you finding competitors. But to be fair, of course, I have my custom AI trained for script writing as well that I personally use. But to be honest, when you're just starting out, you need to learn the basics before you can use the advanced stuff and automate and outsource things. That's why I even teach editing right here. Even though I have my AI systems, I have an editor. When starting out, it's important to learn the fundamentals yourself before we can, you and me together, go through and automate everything for you. But yeah, that's essentially how I edit my videos. You'll see, as you can tell, like a big portion of it is just finding and gathering the right footage. Once again, I use Screen Studio for these fancy zoom-ins that you see on the screen. I love that tool. It's a big game changer. It costs, but it can definitely be worth the investment. But to be fair, I just used the built-in like screen recorder on my old school computer when I first started and got myself a Mac, and I just used the built-in screen recorder on Mac, and you press Shift Command 5 to do that. Super easy to use. It's more so like a fancy tool that makes your life a little bit easier, but it's not mandatory in any way. From here, what you need to do is just post this and it's good to go. But before you do, I'll actually walk you through how to set up these comment automations so you actually deliver when a person comments, and all the strategies and automations I recommend for complete beginners like yourself. Alright, so it's finally time to dive into automations, and to be honest, I could spend an hour just talking about the different make automations and AI tools I use, but the most crucial one you will need as a beginner is, by far the most important one, is ManyChat. So that's what we'll go through today. And what ManyChat is as you can see that I basically do this in every single post. You will see on my videos that people comment a keyword, I reply to the comment and then send them the resource we promise in the video. And this is huge, not only for driving traffic, because in the past you always had to say link in bio or whatever to force people to click the bio link, but the conversion rates and the actual traffic you can drive from one single video is massively different compared to in the past when you had to say link in bio. And there are so many features with ManyChat that can force people to follow your account or collect emails or basically whatever. But it's such a big tool, and I thought I'd walk through 3 different templates going from complete beginner, intermediate, and actual like banger templates that will allow you to collect tens of thousands of emails from one single video. What we need to do is head over to this tool called ManyChat. Like mentioned, you need to connect your Instagram account to a Facebook account. It can be a little bit tricky, but it should only take like 2 minutes. But once you log in, you should appear in a screen that looks something like this. And this is basically your main dashboard in ManyChat. From here, it's time to create your first flow. Because just like mentioned, you can build these however you like and they can become super advanced and stuff. But what it does is here, people basically comment on your video, you send a resource, and then you can customize these flows however you like. And you see this is like message 1, you DM them, message 2, etc, etc. But the first one and the most common automation that you will ever use is if we press on new automation, start from scratch, you will appear in this dashboard. And this doesn't send anything, but what we want to do is select the content type. We just now made a reel, but if you do a store and you have like, hey, reply 100k and I'll send you X, Y, and Z, you can use stories or people just DM you a keyword. You have to choose here. Most commonly it will be the user comments on your post or reel. So when we select that, we want to select the reel that we want to use. Right now I'll just pick whatever as an example. I already have an automation for this one, but it doesn't matter. Then the keyword here, what the keyword is the keyword you mentioned in the video, aka the keyword you want them to comment. And a key tip here is to keep this keyword short. You don't want to have multiple words that will lower your conversion rates for people. Like, it's more friction for the viewer to comment multiple words versus just having a single short word. So I typically just have AI or whatever, something short in general. But if we just put AI as an example, now we'll put this tab, public reply in feed. What this is as you saw on my video here, it's not me sitting and replying to every single comment, it's ManyChat that does these replies, and that's what we see here, and that's what you can customize in ManyChat as well. So a key tip here is you want them to go to their DM, obviously, but let's say we say send. But a little trick you can do here is add sneaky call to actions as well. So you have, they comment the keyword, you send the resource, and you say send. By the way, make sure to share this with a friend. Alright, see what I do here. And you can add all sorts of replies like, hey, got you, check your DMs, make sure to share this with a friend, drop a like or drop a follow. I think you guys get the point, and you can do this with multiple different replies that you can customize. Now let me just leave it as it is. So now for what you actually send resource-wise to the viewer, you press on Instagram, and here is your first message. And here, 99% of the time, to be honest, what you only need is like, hi, here you go, and like an emoji pointing down at a button. And then on the button, you press on open website, you drop your, here you can put an affiliate link or whatever resource you promised. If it's your lead magnet, name this button to like free guide or whatever. And this is like how simple it is. And if we preview this assumes they have commented AI on my video. Here you go, free guide. If you've been watching any of my content, you probably have like, I don't know, like hundreds of these in your DMs with me, but this is how simple it is to set up, and this is great, it works. I use this kind of flow all the time when I started out, but there are better alternatives. I would say that's step number one. But when you want to get a little bit more advanced, the second flow I suggest you to use is the one called 2x followers. This might already scare you off a little bit, but what this is, if we analyze, is we had the same trigger, they comment on the post, right? But now this one doesn't contain a link. Hi name, here's the tool just as promised, and when they click here, it's not the link like we did in the previous one. Here we have set it to when button is pressed condition. What this does is, if we track here, it goes into condition, follows your Instagram account is true or false. So you see green is true, so if they follow my account, cool, here's the resource, and here we have the link. If the contact doesn't follow my account, we'll send, hey, just follow the page and I'll send it right over. Try again, condition, and you see it goes into this loop. What this does, if you're a little bit clever, is you understand that, hey, they need to become a follower to even get the free stuff from me. And this will basically allow you to not only get the usual followers from your videos, but now you will get followers from your DMs just by including this little condition part. And you can just copy this, it's nothing crazy. I'll click on this so you guys can pause the video and copy if you want to. But I've seen this be massively beneficial for me and my students in general. As for what you send, like actually send out, it completely depends on what you promise in the video. Sometimes it will be your lead magnets, it will be, and a lead magnet is your like a free product for you to collect emails. Sometimes it can be an affiliate link. So for example, now that we made a video with Kling AI, right, I could easily go to their website, find an affiliate link, and like earn commissions from every comment. That way, that's a good like starter way to monetize, but there are obviously better ways which I'll walk through. But yeah, this is workflow number 2. As for workflow number 3, it gets a little bit more complicated. What that does is it collects emails from your DM. So you can see I had one of these videos like go viral, and you see 13,000 emails collected from that like viral video. I think it's the one that has like it's probably this one with 33,000 comments. So from 33,000 comments, I got 13,000 emails, which is like, if you track that conversion rate, it's like every third comment is an email added to my list, which is massive. How you set this up is you first need to go to settings, integrations, and you want to connect a Google Sheet. To be fair, if you use like MailChimp or ConvertKit as your email marketing platform already, you can just simply connect these here. But if you have, like I personally use Beehive, or if you use something else that isn't able to like connect right away, just collect them in Google Sheets, and then you can create like a simple make or secure automation between Google Sheets and your marketing platform, so you can import them. All right, but you need to connect your Google Sheet, and basically how mine looks is, this is just an example, but you just write in row 1 email, and here is where ManyChat will start stacking all the emails from your comments. And now what we want to do is, if we head back to automations, I'll basically roughly walk through. I also have these like notes, but we want to set the trigger just as usual if it was a normal video. Hey, let's get you the AI tool. When they click, we have the condition, but instead of the condition saying follows your account, now we have the condition to being email has any value. So it basically checks if we already have their email or not. And if we have their email, we won't bother them again and like ask again, we will just send the resource. But if we don't have their email, we'll send, sweet, what email should I send it to? And here it's important that you say contacts reply email. This means they cannot put like hi or whatever as a reply message. It needs, like ManyChat will detect that it is an email. You also make sure to have these 2 boxes turned on. All right, so now if they put in their email, great, we'll send the resource. If not, once again, we have an hour delay and ask again. You don't necessarily need to have this delay, it can be powerful. To mention is you need to have this action on reply, so we actually collect the emails. And what you see here is Google Sheets action insert row. And this is exactly what I talked about here with the Google Sheet. So we will add emails into the Google Sheet. So if I press here, this is my name of my real Google Sheet, and it will say page number 1 and email and email. So you put the email in under the email tab. All right. And that's basically how to get started with this. And I have this same action right here. You can just duplicate them. After we ask once again, if they still don't respond with their email, I still send the resource anyway to not to maintain trust. We don't want to spam ask them for their email if they don't want to give it. All right. And then obviously if they enter their email, we'll send the resource here also. This is probably a little bit complicated, but I'll zoom out for any one of you who wants to steal this. Super powerful, and something you can even do is, hey, now that we have collected their email, sent the resource, and this can even be an affiliate link. Now what about if we put a delay for, let's say, 2 hours? Now we can even if you wanted to schedule calls for your agency or offer or whatever, you can even add on a delay after this and have hey, by the way, if you're interested in XYZ, make sure to schedule a call, or hey, check this out, and you have perhaps a YouTube video like this one or whatever. It completely depends on how you want to build this. But I would say these 3 templates I have now walked through are the crucial ones. You can customize them basically however you like. But these are the 3 core ones that I suggest you to get going with, alright? Alright everyone, it's finally time for me to show you how to actually turn this content into actual hard cash through the monetization methods that has worked for me and hundreds of my students. The main monetization methods we have to work with are affiliate marketing, brand deals, ad revenue, digital products, done or done with you services, or your email list. And these are the actual money making methods. Meanwhile, the marketing channels and the marketing vehicles, aka the content you create, the main pieces we have to work with here are reels, carousel, stories, email, DMs, YouTube videos like this, or your link in bio. Alright, so I'll walk through shortly how to combine all these for maximum conversions, and as well a little bit of a starter plan for complete beginners. But first, let me go through what all of these different methods are and what the pros and cons are with each. So starting with affiliate marketing, what affiliate marketing is, if you don't already know, it's when you promote someone else's product through your specific link. So it's a link, let's say Amazon, and you have / your name, and that's your affiliate link, and now you will earn commissions from this link, and that can be all the way from 5% to 50%. So when you bring a sale through your link, you make money from it. I didn't know when I started that I would say 90% of companies actually offer an affiliate program, and that's super great way to actually start monetizing. So for example, here Submatic, an AI tool that edits. If we just scroll down, and many people might miss this, but you can see it says affiliate. And here if I press on that, I can become an affiliate for completely free and get my custom link, and I will earn 30% recurringly for life for every person who purchases through my links. And you can see that this can be powerful for when you don't want to just hard sell in your content, but if you talk about this tool, you might as well just share it and earn commissions from it if people sign up, alright? And you'll see here, ref, and this will most likely look like your name or whatever you choose your link to look like. Any tip is to, if you talk about the same companies quite frequently, and let's say you have 10 different affiliate links, make sure to store those links in a Google Sheet or something so you can easily access them, to not have to go to every website and find your link every single time. And the main way I suggest to drive traffic to your link is through the ManyChat, like I talked about previously. That's been the most powerful way for me personally and my students. Alright, so that's affiliate marketing. Next up we have brand deals, and this is when you do a sponsored video. You might think hey, with affiliate marketing I'm also pushing someone else's product, right? But the main difference between brand deals and affiliate marketing is brand deals is not determined by you having to rely on getting commissions in order to get paid. Brand deals are you getting paid for the content piece itself, and this is way more powerful, especially for us faceless creators. It means you get paid upfront, whether that's $300, 1K per reel, by showcasing the company in a good manner, instead of just having your affiliate link and relying on your customers actually purchasing. And the thing is that you as the creator cannot really decide if your viewers magically purchases or not. All you can deliver really is like the views and the engagement of this tool. So that's why brand deals are way more profitable, and these will become accessible as soon as you get 3,000 to 5,000 views on short form content, and that will start off by probably ranging around $200 to $300 per reel you create. And the goal with these is to get them on good retainers. You don't want to just get $200 to $300 for one video with a company. If they see mutual benefits from it, you obviously want to stay in touch with them and try to land, let's say, 3 videos a month on a retainer monthly. So that's $900. You can see how we can scale that way just by adding that MRR source, monthly recurring revenue source. And with these brand deals, it's not like I'm holding these AirPods and screaming my audience to buy it. Like what it is basically my normal content. For example, this video that I just edited in the CapCut training, I posted it. It already has like 6,000 views. But this, for example, in this case, it was not the brand deal, and I would probably have used an affiliate link to this tool with all the people who comments. You see, we already have 50 comments. But if this was a sponsored video, it would probably look like something exactly the same. The company might have specific requirements like, hey, talk about this feature in a good way. But the video content is looking quite similar, which is why this AI niche works so great, because we always talk about different companies, alright? But some videos I've done recently that were sponsored were this one, for example, only 9,000 views, still $900 for me. Or here, this one was called Tube Magic, obviously went a little bit more viral, like still $800, $900. Like, the goal is to get these companies on retainers, and you can see how we now all of a sudden get paid for the actual content. But now I haven't even touched on like us growing our follower size. So we can both have sponsors paying you for the content, but now with the followers we gain, now we can, surprise, surprise, actually push these followers into our different products as well, which makes it like highly profitable. And as for getting started with brand deals, it almost always comes down with you posting content for a little bit. And since we have, remember when I told you to add your email in bio? Well, that's exactly where the companies will reach out to you as soon as you start to get a little bit of traffic. And most of the time, in the beginning, you will probably have to reach out to some companies manually, whether that's searching them up on Instagram and DMing them, like pitching that you like their tool and would love to promote it, or you can find their email on their websites, etc. But as you grow, the companies will come to you inbound through email. I'll get like 5 companies pitching me every single day. The more companies reach out, the more views you get, the higher you can charge, and there is, to be honest, not really a cap on how much you can charge for a brand deal. I know creators charging $3K for one reel, and imagine if you get that on a retainer, 3 videos a month, that's $9K just from that one company. And another opportunity, a little bit aside from brand deals, is if you really enjoy working with a certain type of company and you do these brand deals, but to be honest, you cannot really do more than like 3 videos a month on your page, because otherwise you will look a little bit like a sellout. So what you can do is, if you notice like, hey, I know now how to automate my content with AI, how about I offer like a high ticket service where I actually create content for the company. And I do this with certain companies, one of them paying me $6K for basically just using AI to write the scripts, use my avatar and send it to the editor, and I'm good to go. Like, it's a high ticket service that you can add on in the back end if you have worked with the same company for a while and you notice like, hey, they clearly need help with the marketing side. Next up, we have ad revenue, and this is a super common like myth I hear. People think like, hey, surely if I just post content, get millions of views, I'll get like filthy rich, but that's not entirely true. In fact, Instagram hasn't personally paid me a single dollar, like the Instagram platform itself. And yes, YouTube Shorts and TikTok will pay some level of ad revenue, but it's nowhere near the amount that you could earn through brand deals or digital products in general. Yes, it's a good like bonus, but I see many beginners thinking like, hey, I should just post memes or brain rot content to get a bunch of views and like live off of ad revenue. But that isn't sustainable, and you could make so much more by including these other methods in general. That said, the only time that ad revenue I would say is worth it is if you post a bunch of long form YouTube content. That way it can stack up a little bit more depending on your RPM, but in general, don't think of like ad revenue as your main income source, only see it as like a bonus on the side. All right, next up we have digital products. If you aren't aware, this can be, to be honest, whatever. It can be an ebook, course, community, you name it, across all different niches. The main important thing here is you own your own products, and this is not you pushing someone else's product. And since you don't have to like fulfill a specific order, you get 100% of the earnings yourself, unless the platform takes like a 5% fee for every sale you make. In general, digital products are way more profitable than affiliate marketing. Digital products also convert way higher than affiliate marketing, because people see that you have your face on the product, even if it's faceless. And I would suggest, if you're a complete beginner, most likely start off with affiliate marketing for a little bit, and then build your first digital product as you go on. And the first product should be a low ticket product, meaning it ranges anywhere from between 27 to 97 bucks per copy. And why I suggest you to get started with low ticket and not high ticket is because, guess what, as you create your first product, you will have learned a bunch more skills, and it's easier for you to have, let's say you create a course or an ebook, and now you transition that into a community as your mid ticket, or a mentorship, or basically more and more access to you as you raise your prices. And you can also improve the products as you go, and that's the beauty of it. Some tips with digital products is to use platforms either like WHOP, WHOP, or Gumroad. Those are the main ones I use. I'm currently ranked like number 5 on Gumroad with my Faceless course, and it's a great platform, 100%. And you also get some free traffic from these platforms, since there are like a marketplace and there are naturally people just scrolling around on these platforms, so you don't have to send all the traffic yourself through your content, right? Next up, we have your done with or done for you services. Just like I touched on earlier, the easiest way that you can scale these type of services, and these are typically the services you can charge way more for. Let's say you have a course about ManyChat and a few templates that you feel could be really helpful. Now, if you actually reach out to that person who just purchased, you might be surprised that like every 5th person might be interested in having you do it for them, and that's something you can charge a premium for. So in general, the done with and done for you services, you should 100% combine that with your digital products, so that these two are related, so you can sort of upsell as people purchases the cheaper ones. And also, to touch on that, since you charge more for these services with more access to you doing more of the work, you will also be able to charge more, and this is where a majority of your revenue is made from digital products. You might have seen some creators having like a $1 course or $10 course, and you might think like, hey, they just sell massive amounts of quantity and make tens of thousands of dollars. But what really happens is someone purchases, they give $1, and then on the back end they call every single person who purchases to try and get them on a call or upsell them or whatever. The big bucks is always made from these high ticket services, and the same thing goes with like brand deals. You can surely make some good revenue from doing these one-off videos, but it's when you get them on a retainer, when you create the content for the company and you can charge those premium prices, that's where you make like scale to like 7, 10, 20k amount from these high ticket services in general. The last one is your email list. You might see that, oh, you have email list both as a marketing channel and the email list itself, but you can actually make some good revenue just from your email list alone. And this is done through a feature called Beehive Boosts. I would say it's a decent way to start monetizing. I won't go through exactly how it works, but essentially when a person subscribes to your newsletter, you can now sort of, as if you were an affiliate, now refer other newsletters as well. And this is something many beginners do. It's super profitable, especially when you don't have a digital product right from the start. All right, so now let me go over quickly the marketing channels. So just like I edited that reel, that's one way of marketing. Typically reels are for engagement. You want to get as much attention as possible, which makes them great for pushing lead magnets, YouTube videos, affiliate products in general. But these are more so to get the eyeballs. Meanwhile, You probably want to create some more reels that are more authoritarian or more in depth, that actually showcases your expertise to now build trust with these random strangers watching your content. And the same thing goes with carousels. Carousels posts are these ones where you swipe probably like 5 or 10 images or so. And these are also more so to build trust, and carousels can go viral, but most of the time they mostly get shown to your followers, which makes them great for turning these people who have just followed your account and now showcase that you are an expert in what you teach. Next up we have stories. This is probably your main channel for selling in general, because stories almost only get shown to your followers, once again people who already know, like, and trust you, which is crucial for people to even purchase something from you anyway. I see many beginners just thinking like, hey, I'll just post random shit on my stories or repost my reels, but on the stories is typically where you want to promote stuff. This is where you want to do a majority of your like sales content is through stories, but also email. Why email marketing is so important is because if you think about it, like Instagram or whatever platform can probably remove you in a second if they want to, like you getting banned. But your email list is something that you always own, and you can always reach out to them one-to-one. Whereas with Instagram, you have the algorithm in between. That's why email marketing is so super crucial. And when you also start to sell digital products, you will realize like stories and emails, those are the two main channels that you want to sell in. These are people who trust you, they give you a follow or their email, and they want to hear from you. Of course, you cannot just post salesy stories all the time or salesy emails all the time. You need to have a healthy balance of value where you can showcase YouTube videos or just giving tips and advice. But these two, whenever you do a campaign or push your digital product or done for you, these are the two main channels that you want to leverage. Next up, we have DMs, and this is especially relevant for Instagram. Just like how we use ManyChat to automate a bunch of our comments to actual link clicks, DMs are super powerful for either just chatting with your viewer and trying to sell your digital products, or actually scheduling calls as well. And DMs is something you can push through reels. At the end you might have, hey, comment this keyword and I'll reach out to see if I can help. And that's, you can open a bunch of conversations that way, and this goes with stories as well. Next up we have YouTube. YouTube is something I've slept on for probably a little bit too long, but I'm working on it, as you can tell. But why YouTube is so great and powerful for faceless content creators, and you don't necessarily need to show your face like I'm doing right now. It's more so about getting people to spend more time with you in order to build trust, because there's like statistics that people on average need to spend like 6 or 7 hours with you before they are willing to purchase. And you can see if you make a few YouTube videos, let's say twice a month even, just that alone will bring up the average time people watch with you, spend with you, and now they hopefully will trust you more and eventually buy from you. And lastly, we have your link in bio. This is probably what all of you guys think, like, hey, this is the main marketing channel. Link in bio is amazing, but don't get it twisted. Like, stories and emails are your main channels for pushing people, whereas the link in bio, that's just your like passive, people click it naturally. But typically I would use the link in bio more so for awareness. People click it out of curiosity, but not necessarily with the intent to buy something from you. Alright, so how does your funnel actually look like? This might look super complicated, I'm not sure. But essentially how we want to structure this is sort of like I've laid out already. We want to have carousels or reels, top of the funnel. And through ManyChat, we want to send different affiliate links, free YouTube videos, or free stuff in general. Build trust, get people to spend a little bit of time with you, or you can just do the brand deals alone, which will in return give you followers and revenue. And all these green ones are the revenue sources. And for the lead magnets, meaning the free products or whatever, or whenever you have an affiliate link, you should use this ManyChat flow where you collect the emails to start building your email list as well, which not only allows you to monetize through the affiliate links, now you have their email, you can monetize your email list, and through your email list you can monetize through your low ticket or high ticket upsells. And now here to the right we have your stories and carousels. These will be more educational and salesy in general. You want to drive your sales through these channels more. That's why we push people either to a YouTube video where you showcase your expertise and pitch someone, or you have your people going direct to your DMs for you to have a conversation and either schedule a call or send people to your low ticket ebook course community or whatever your product looks like. All right. And as you can see with the low ticket, just like I talked about earlier, you don't want to make a majority of your money from the low ticket. That's probably how you want to start, but eventually as you grow, you definitely want to have an upsell with people having more help with the problem you're solving in the low ticket, more access to you, more support, or even you doing the job for them at a premium price point. We can see how everything funnels back to these steps. So when they join your email list and you have delivered like the lead magnet or the free guide or whatever you have as your freebie, now we want to put them into a so-called welcome sequence. It sounds more complicated than this. It's essentially when a person joins, they have entered their email. Now you will send automated emails to them for the first 5 or 7 days or so. And the main strategy you want to have with these are day one, you obviously deliver the free product, the lead magnet or the free guide. Day two, you want to raise problem awareness around the problem you're solving in your low ticket product. That means talking about different pain points, different solutions that they might have tried that didn't work, etc, etc. On day three, something I found to be powerful is now that you have them being problem aware, for example, that hey, you're stuck at 200 views or whatever, but we don't want to say hey, you're a loser, you're stuck at 200 views. Obviously we want to say hey, you're stuck at 200 views because you have been taught about all these other people. Like, separate yourself from the crowd and put the blame on someone else, so it's not their fault. Now they're a problem aware, but it's not their fault, so they're ready to like make a change. All right. And on day four, you introduce your low ticket or even like booking a call with you. And on day five, you put a little bit more urgency so people actually take action on this offer and eventually like enrolls or purchases. All right. And after these 5 days or 7 days, it's not like you're just leaving them hanging. You obviously want to still continue to push weekly emails, or some people even do daily emails. I feel like that's a little bit too much, but that's the main theory behind all of this. But I know what you guys might think, like, hey, this is all good in theory, but how do I actually get started, make my first commissions, and like I'm just a beginner, right? So the step-by-step I would personally follow is start off just creating content. Your most valuable asset in the beginning would be your following, growing, getting more views. Not necessarily because you will get paid for the views, but the more views you get, the easier everything will become. Again, anyone telling you otherwise is just lying, to be honest. Your main focus from the start is just about pumping out content, getting more and more attention and improving your content daily, all right? But something I would include from basically day one, or at least the first couple of weeks, is affiliate marketing through ManyChat. It's just easy passive income from you. If people comment, they purchase, you get revenue that way. So at least feel like, hey, I have some way of monetizing from day one. Next up, I would create an email list. You don't necessarily need to send out emails, but look up the term called Beehive Boosts. Search up Beehive Boosts on YouTube, you will find it and you will see why it is great. It doesn't cost your viewers $1, but you still earn some good sums from it. All right. And next up, as you do these affiliate videos with different companies, you talk about X, Y, and Z product. If you have your first video getting a few thousand views, let's say 5,000 views, guess what? Now you can reach out to this company and say like, hey, I just made a video about you. Would you be down for a collab sometime? And most of them will be like, yes. Plus, they have already seen that your previous video went viral or got decent views, so they're clearly willing to pay you a little bit for making a certain content piece based on their requirements for you. And why they even want to pay you is because you get views for them, you put them to their website, and they get customers from it, all right? And lastly, as you start to grow a little bit of a following, you become also at the same time become more and more aware of like, hey, this is the problem that most of my viewers have that I know and I can solve. This is the problem people come to me for. For me, it's like help with social media growth using AI, faceless content. This will depend completely on you, what type of content you create, what type of content your audience likes the most. And from there, you want to see like, hey, this is what my audience is struggling with. This is the first digital product that I could create, whether that's an ebook or like a course or a mini guide or whatever. this is the first product you want to sell. And the beauty of it, why I even suggest going for a low ticket, is you can always improve as you go. Your first product will not be your best product. That's not the point. Your first content piece will not be your best content piece. You obviously improve. And that's why we start with something low ticket. You can improve it, get customer feedback, improve it, raise your prices. Now you all of a sudden do like a high ticket service, and that's exactly how we scale. That's how I was able to go from 0 to 17K a month, how I've helped hundreds of students this last year. For example, like Awa, who's absolutely crushing it. He is basically farming these brand deals, getting paid by the companies thousands of dollars per video. He's also doing his coaching on the side. And here we can see he added 4K MRR or monthly recurring revenue in a matter of weeks, crossed the 10K a month mark. Or like Sriraj, completely faceless. He's doing these brand deals a lot, also selling his community and consulting on the side, on top of these brand deals, which are clearly paying off big time for him. Or like this guy, Unique AI, he's just starting with brand deals, also building out his first program, using an email list to monetize. AI Soldier, another one of my students, who is once again farming brand deals. He just quit his job and create content full time. He worked in construction, now he's able to create content full time, do these brand deals. He's also building a course together with me, so we can add that revenue source on top of these brand deals as his like foundation level. All right, Awa, even more wins. And yeah, I mean, this last year I helped so many people with basically what exactly worked for me, because the main thing I hate is all these faceless gurus tells you to like just do affiliate marketing or just post brain rot content. This is not what's working. The approach I took is like, whatever I'm doing that is working, that's what I share with my students, and that makes it so much easier for me. Also, I don't have to come up with some generic strategies that technically could work. I just take, hey, this worked for me, do it yourself. And that's exactly how I work with people, having that day-to-day mentorship. And it allowed Franklin, or Tech Dropdown, to, right now he's at 100,000 followers. Shod was able to grow 100,000 followers in 70 days. Unique AI here, I started working with him when he had 200 followers. Now I think he's at like 70K right now. Or Renee started at 49,000 followers, struggled to monetize. Right now he's at 220K. You can look up these numbers, they're probably even bigger by the time you're seeing this. So even though I have laid out everything for you, me and my students are crushing it. I know from experience that most beginners starting out probably need some of that day-to-day support. You probably need to get your questions answered, have me by your side day-to-day for that daily support. If that's the case, make sure to tap the first link below and we'll have a chat and I'll see if I can help. But with that said, I hope you have found this 1 hour or however long this is of immense value, and that you will watch this back, perhaps share it with a friend in need of figuring out how to start faceless automation. And with that said, I'm super thankful for you watching this video, and we'll talk soon. Take care. Bye.